In the road just south of the swamp, we dug up what might be a ship's railing. This is a fantastic find that we can test for valuable clues, like a date when people came here to hide something and maybe help identify who they were.
Okay guys, today we're going to do something I always like doing, which is dig on Oak Island. Because you never know what we're gonna blunder into. We are going to dig an muon target anomaly here today. So that will be the first time. So that's what we're gonna do. Proceed. The muon technology is very exciting because it's like taking an X-ray of the island from underneath. All right, we're getting into the real stuff here now. We're out on Swamp Road. There is a very preliminary muon target. And I am firmly of the opinion that any excuse to dig on Oak Island is a good thing, because most of the times we dig, we find things.
Ooh, I think I've just found a piece of railing.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, it's shaped, look. Nature didn't do that.
No.
And this is not far off where we found that piece of ship's railing.
We're, I'd say, 30 feet straight south of the last piece.
That's definitely been shaped.
Yep.
How deep was it?
Billy, what's that, 6, 7 feet?
6, 7 with this bucket out, yeah.
That ain't nature, that's been shaped, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely.
And that does look like a little piece of railing.
Yeah, it does. Good find.
That is a good find.
That's for the carbon dating.
For sure, mate.
That's worth saving. And Billy, I'm going to shoot that to get an elevation on it.
Gary pulls out what is very clearly a shaped piece of wood. Looks a bit like the ship's railing we found just near there, which dated to the 700s or 800s. So this could be a very good find, and we'll get it dated.
I'm going to get the elevation of that, Marty.
Oh, there you go, Steve.
Are we still green?
We're green.
All right,
Hit
if you
the
can
button.
take the shot, yep. And then hit the check mark.
Done deal.
So that's currently just over a foot under sea level, which means it's deeper than the swamp. So that's been down there a long time.
Now it's in a sealed bag, all ready for testing.
You know, Steve, Rick has been so interested in this muon anomaly, and even though we haven't found it yet, that railing Gary found, he probably wants to know about it. I'm gonna call him.
That's a good idea.
Hello.
Hey, Rick. We're out here, we're digging for that muon anomaly, the one in Swamp Road, and Gary found something pretty interesting.
Okay.
See ya. Bye.
How deep are you now, Marty?
10 feet.
So we're almost to the end of it.
Well, we're almost to the end of what he can dig anyway.
I certainly think that there's still reason to believe that there are some answers in the swamp. As Gary has often said, go back to areas where you have found things before. And Gary has found a number of artifacts along the edge of the swamp.
You didn't find any metal in any of this?
No, that's a heck of a lot of spoils to go through as well. No metals, but got the one interesting piece of wood.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
Good eye on that.
this one really stands out.
Well,
Hey, Rick.
what are we looking at?
Well, the amazing thing is we found no metal. Where did you find that?
I don't know. I was just walking by the pile. I found that.
That's pretty cool.
Good eye.
Survey stake. It looks a lot like the stakes we found in this cobble path.
What depth did it come from?
Quite deep right here because I dumped it out. That's where we thought we hooked the wood and see I had some shredded wood there, so we dumped it out. So it's
About 10 feet deep, I'd say, Billy.
that pile is from this corner for sure,
All
yeah.
right, well, good. Then here's the summation. We got two things that are worth carbon dating. This for sure, although not quite as exciting as what Gary found 7 feet below.
What's this?
Was this, Rick? Which, you know, if it doesn't carbon date out, it won't mean much, but if it does.
And what does that rail-type piece of wood remind you of, mate, that we pulled out?
It's called leading the witness.
To say, yes, leading the witness. Well, it's the railing, right? Question is, will it date to the same era?
Right. But it's a good find. So, you know, we started the day by all agreeing that digging on Oak Island is always a good thing, regardless of your reason, because you come up with things that you weren't anticipating. We have two of them on this. We didn't see the Ideon anomaly, but they themselves, to be fair, said it was a very weak anomaly. It was worth digging. We got some things to analyze. I think we're done here, though, Billy. Good deal, guys. Let's get
Yep.
back to our other business.